All right, forgive the lighting here, but someone was having a comment about they were having troubles with their 55 Avis, which I was having trouble with for a little bit too. But you can't reply with a video, so I'm going to post a video and then put a link in there for them. But pretty much one, obviously, the good part about being in this Reddit is that you're going to get this eventually, and then we're all going to celebrate that you did, because even a black belt picker, everyone roots for everyone doing their hardest difficulties. So you'll get it eventually. But what I wanted to point out is that right now I'm working on this American lock, which I've opened several times, and all of a sudden I can't open it anymore. And then I went back to a yellow belt, like this master lock, which by the way I highly recommend. I saw you're a white belt, so I highly recommend this. It makes a really awesome sound when you actually get the pins in their correct binding order. Like, it's really loud, so it's pretty nice. So I would suggest that too if you're going for your yellow. But always have something you can mess around with. But ironically enough, I was messing with this tonight, and I was actually hanging up instead of getting the pins. And I was like, why can't I get into this? So ironically enough, even when you're doing something, you get really humbled quickly when you are not doing the basics. But not to go into too much of that, but you're going to get it eventually. So I just want to give you props on that. I promise you'll eventually get it. So one of the things that everyone's bringing up is that false set. So one of the things I just wanted to show you, which I'm sure you see in many videos, but I'm going to show you on this one, just why not? Also, another thing too is this is my friend's Abus. Couldn't open it at all. Sprayed it with a little bit of lock lube and got it to no problem. So maybe, sometimes, maybe it did nothing, but cleaning it up a little bit made it a little easy for you. So what I wanted to show you is, obviously you're going to have spools in this, and some don't. But something that I noticed here is whenever I get this into a false set for some reason, the second I get this into a nice deep false set, I release a little bit of pressure and reapply it, and sometimes it will drop into a deeper false set, and then all I have to do is pick the first pin and it opens. So just like a puzzle, you're just going to get used to that. You're going to get used to that sequence or what happens. So in this one, I just wanted to show you is, see if you can get in there, but watch. I'm going to show you going into this false set. So this one happens to be pin 1, and it's the same on the other Abus. Now I dropped into it, and if you look, you can see that's the kind of movement you have. So when you don't have the movement, locked up. And then when you do on the first one, pop it open. And again, I really don't use vices, so you have to see. So it's back in the false set. Now what I'm going to do is I'm trying to get the second one in, because the second one's the next one that's binding. But I'm going to hit the second one, and I'm trying to lighten up my tension. I'm going to bring my finger a little further. I am a lefty, so it's going to be different for you, I'm sure. But I can feel the second one is binding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bring it in. And when I do, of course, it's going to be difficult now that I'm on camera. Now, it just popped again, and there's no more false set. So I don't know if I was successful on the second one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pop in that first one again. And it went into the deep set. Now the question is, I'm going to feel, first one's down. Is the second one down? Perfect. This is awesome. The second one is not down. So that tells me I did not do a light enough pressure. So I'm going to go back into it. And I'm going to try being gentle on my thumb. Again, the counter rotation everyone talks about. And I'm going to be gentle on it, and it just went to deep set without resetting. So now I'm feeling pin 1's still down, pin 2's down. Oh, actually, you know what? I just got pin 3 down. I might have gotten both of them. So now all I'm left with is the last pin back there. So I got one, which I'm assuming these are all spools because of how deep the set is. So now I'm down to this last one. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure. Again, same technique, a little bit of pressure. And sometimes I wiggle my... and this one open. But I want to give you an example of something bad. So for instance, what happens is, say I set the 1, which is what I think you're doing, is you're going to set this 1 and get it into that deep set. Hopefully it's number 1 for you. Some, like for instance, this one right here, this American lock, the one that's they're all serrated, but one of them that's the serrated and kind of the normal one, not a spool, is like in the dead center. So when I get into that full set, ironically enough, because I've taken this apart, I actually know that it's in the dead center that it happens. But anyway, I want to show you oversetting. So I'm going to purposely overset this. And I purposely overset this. When I go back to it to be like, oh, maybe I got it, I'm going to reset this first one. And what's going to happen is when I reset this first one, it's going to drop into that deep set, which of course will give me problems. I'm going to drop that first one. And when I do that, I'm going to feel for it. And right now I have to reset that second one. That second one pop back up. So all I'm saying is drop into the deep set, basics. Try to get into this false set like everyone's talking about, and just work on getting that second pin. And when this first pin pops back out, again, you're going to be like, okay, did I get it? So if you were not gentle enough on releasing this, it's going to pop both back up and you're going to have to start from scratch. So hopefully, you watching this video, hopefully you'll be able to get, you got the first one down, you got the second one down. And I was telling you, this one, for a while, I would get one down, and I would have to reset after popping two, but the two would be down. And then I'd go to the third one, and for some reason, I was light enough on it where it wouldn't reset this pin, and I can actually put the third one down without resetting it. And then the last pin, every single time I went to set it, I just was doing it too light of a tension, it would pop all of them back up, or too hard of a tension, and I couldn't put it down. I was manhandling this. So I hope that was helpful in the tips. And like in this one too, I know it's a little bit of different binding order, but I'll tell you what, same thing. I just actually sprayed these with the lube, so that might be a little shine to it. But again, the first one, I don't know if it's true on all of them, but the first one, every single time, I try to pop that. Sounds hard to get on this top. Let's see if I can get to it. Because again, it just clicked, but I'm telling you that it drops into a false set. So I'm trying, there we go. So this one's in the false set again. So right now, I got that first one. Why not pop back out? Get it deep in. There we go. So there is that movement now. You can see it. And it just went back up. This one is very finicky compared to the other one. And I looked at yours, and yours looks older. You might have this problem. So I'm trying to get that one into a false set, and I just don't feel it on this one yet. So I'm going to reset everything. It was in the false set. So it was a lot of movement. I just didn't feel it. Okay, it's in the false set now. So again, if I went in this one, I got to get the second one. Here's the second one. I'm going to... I kind of rock my hand back as I'm working so that one, and it dropped out of the false set, so I'm going to put it back into its false set and see if I put the second one down, and I did. So now I'm going to the next one. Oh, the next one didn't bind. Okay, so, this is a really good example. So it went into a really, really deep set. God, the focus, apologize. It went into a really deep set, and it looks like nothing is binding. All the way back, everything could, there's one right here, so it is... No, nothing is binding. So right now, I overset something. Well, technically, I guess I couldn't. I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but that's a perfect example of how you might be having that problem when you don't feel anything. You just got to restart all over, because I just don't know. So again, I'm going to try to go in here and get that. So I got the first one started. Going for the second one. Okay, and I'm going back to the first one because I don't know if I'm in the false set. I'm not. The first one's not in. It's really hard to get into there. So that's the advantage of when I'm using this one. Look how little, and it's not flat. It's a rounded tip, so it's hard to get on top of those pins sometimes. But from what I feel, so it just drops into a super deep set. So it makes me feel like I'm feeling all the way back, and there's only one pin left. And it makes me wonder if I can get this one pin, will it open? Everything else I can't feel. And it just made so much noise. So many pins just came back up. So I'm going to reset the first pin again and went into a deep set. And now pin 2 came back up. So I don't know if that resetted everything, where I'm going to have to start all over. So I just reset pin 2 and it brought pin 1 back up. So I'm trying to get 1 back into a deep false set. And I'll tell you what, this brought all the pins up. So I'm just going to reset it. And that's just the way it goes. I'm going to try from the first one again. I'm going to lighten up my tension a little bit. It went to this false set. So I'm going to the second one. I'm just going to go a little lighter tension. Okay, I got that one in a reset number 1, so I'm going to reset it. And it went back. I just overset 1. That's where I'm going wrong. I felt it. Okay, and maybe. Okay, so I don't know what's held up, so I'm going to go back to 1 because everything else feels good. But I think I lost that false set. Okay, I'm back into it. Definitely back into it. So again, I'm trying for 2. I seem to be having a problem getting 2 in without 1. When I reset 1, resetting the whole thing. And I'm back to 3 being up. 3 just dropped into false set. So I'm trying to be really gentle by getting that third one in. And I just keep resetting between 2 and 3. Oh, no, got it that time. So obviously one of the spools must have stayed out. But you see how often I had to go back and forth. I mean, you'll see way better. This is, I mean, I'm only an orange belt, and I'm sure you'll see a lot better videos. I'll stay in focus mode, but it's what a pain in the butt, because you think you get it, and after you do pick it, you're gonna have time when you're gonna go back to it, and you won't be able to pick it again. So just work on the basics and just try to keep working back and forth of getting into the false set, and then when you fall out of it, try to get back in that false set. Good luck to you, and I hope it helped a little bit. But I'm telling you, like, I've opened all of these sometimes within 30 seconds, and then this one just recently today, I literally worked on it for like 15 minutes. wouldn't pop open for me. And then and then yesterday I did it in 2 minutes. Every single time I try to record myself doing this, literally 20 minutes goes by and I just stop recording. So one day I'll be able to record it. I know I can take forever and actually record it, but I'm not willing to do that, because if I can't pick this in my mind within a few minutes, I'm not worried about being called a green belt until I can get there. But good luck to you, and I hope that helped. But just practice, like I said, getting into that full set, coming in and out of it. And if you can't get into it, try to, if you have someone that actually is near you that practices it, that's probably the hardest thing. I can suggest the Master Lock 930. It's really heavy, and I'm telling you, you have to put a lot of torque on it, but the new one has spools in it. The old one didn't, but the new one has spools in it, and I'm telling you, I will put it in that, and I will torque it down, and you could just hear the pop, pop, every single one, and it really, you can put so much torque in it, and they didn't reset for me, so maybe try the Master Lock 930. They're about $23. It's kind of expensive because it's big and heavy, you'll see. But good luck to you, and I hope you get it, and I'll be rooting for you.